All right, here we go. We are live. Alice, what's up, Sheryl? You look like you stressed, baby.
No, I was on the live for Dallas Cigar Week because I am one of the ambassadors.
We got to
I was
say that. We got to say that. We got to say that. That's breaking news.
so
I
I'm
saw.
I was trying to support Sheree because she's on Pretty Well Puffed and Broadcast.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna when we officially start, we're gonna have to bring that. You're gonna have to open up with that, and just want to let everybody know we in our little 5 minute chop it up session before we officially start the show. And uh, yes, sir, we got Mr. Chester up in the box. Taco Tuesday, baby. Yeah, he up in there. I know he'll come off mute when he get ready to chop it up with us because he got all that little background noise, and we know what happened on last week. We had too much background noise, but we're gonna work on that. But yeah, for the folks that's pretty much on right now, hanging there with us because we have a fantastic show that we want to get information out to people. For those that have been military vets, our military vets, and literally want to find out uh, who can they go to work on getting their 100% disability or get their percentage increase. We got the man of the hour here today, and he's going to talk to us and chop it up to with us about that. So we just ask you to hang on. Those are you that are on YouTube. I can't see who's on, but just hang in there. We'll be starting in 3 minutes in the 8 o'clock hour. Yeah. So analysts, what's good, girl? You becoming you pretty soon. I'll be asking for your autograph.
My
Woo!
apologies.
Mm.
But I was flattered to be asked. I think Sheree just said there's 23 of us, so that is covering the broader United States and
Yeah.
Canada.
All right. All right. All right. All right. That's cool.
So
That is cool. That is cool. Yeah. So JFerg, man, coming straight off the hills of PCA. JFerg said he got
Yes,
some good information and good shows lined up, possibly.
yeah, we got a lot of people interested in coming on the show, man. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's definitely a good look, man. I
is
went
it
through
me
the.
or I'm just hear feedback? Wait, hold on.
Uh, I mean, do you hear feedback from me talking, or is it JFerg, or you good?
I hear it from everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Jay.
Jay, say something, man. Let me check my mic before I officially
Mic
go
check,
live.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
feedback. I hear myself on myself.
really.
Yeah,
I don't.
hold on.
I don't hear. I mean, I don't hear anything coming from y'all. Not sure. Well, you know what? You might need to go into the settings. We'll talk about this later, but I go into the audio, and there's a button there called echo cancellation. So you go into the settings, hit the echo cancellation, or reduce your mic background noise. You may have to do that. Do anybody hear any echo when I'm talking?
My echo cancellation is already checked, so
Let's check.
Mine was too. Yeah, mine was too.
All right, you got that strong audio. Okay. Well, look here. We are about to officially get started. It is 7:59. So, look, let me just take the time to welcome everybody to the Smoking Jacket broadcast. I am Dr. Sayso. Didn't get a chance to make it home here in my office. Just got finished with my Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Taekwondo class for my women. And so just didn't have a time to go home and do my thing. So sitting here in the office until I can get out of here and make it home and chill. So won't be able to smoke tonight. Won't be able to have any libations with y'all tonight. But certainly just want to welcome everybody officially on the show, and pretty soon we'll be introducing our guests and our topic. So hang in there with us. Want to give the floor to Chester real quick because I know he's in a noisy environment, and just want to say what's up, Chester. What's going on in your world lately, man?
What's going on, folks? Good to see everybody again. Let me get another one. Sorry, I'm about to drink me a
That's all right,
espresso
man.
martini.
You got doing that espresso martini, man. Do your
Yeah,
thing. That's
yeah.
important.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
this little thing right here ain't no joke.
yeah. Well, you got to tell us about
Yeah,
it. What's the name of it, man?
yeah. This is that my father. You know what? I couldn't get the name because the daggone writing so small.
Uh huh.
And I saw my father batch. Never seen this one before.
It
So
is my father. I can't remember the name offhand.
yeah.
It's
I gotta look it
definitely
up. It's so dark in here. But
yeah.
hey, look, I just started working part time at Invictus Cigar Lounge as well. So I'll be working at Cigar Palace and Invictus
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
doing a double duty, having a
yeah.
good time in
Oh
the
yeah, you
humidors.
you doing the thing. Yeah, I got to
uh,
give it to
just
you.
having a
But
good time, man.
you know what I love about it because one thing about it, your personality is magnetic, man. And you know when you make the call, you put the call out there. You at work, and just about right before you get off, what I love is that you take that thing and like, hey, about to get off. Who's smoking with me? Or even when you on, you do that at Cigar Palace. You do it at Invictus, man. And you're following, and that's the networking of the whole thing. That's the joy of it. And I
Yeah.
love when I see that, man,
I hate
because
to call it following, man. Those are my smoking friends, man.
that's
And
true.
we
That's
all
true.
have good energy. I love,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
cigars for
yeah,
me is about the energy. I want to
yeah,
be at peace when I smoke. I want to be around good
yeah,
people. I don't want to talk
yeah,
about P. Diddy or nobody else. I want to talk about positive shit. I don't want to talk about nothing crazy, nothing bad. We trying to elevate each other and talk about how we
yeah.
want to stay engaged in the community. That's it.
Yeah, it is a wild thing, man. As I, was scrolling through Facebook and looking at all the negative comments, and just bringing the brother down, and like, what? Moving on, man. Hey, JFerg, what's up with you, man? Tell us, man. You had a busy week, brother. You had a busy week. Can you hear me, JFerg?
Yeah, it was a great week, man. Just did the Vegas thing, PCA 2024.
Mm,
Got a chance to see a lot of people I only get to see once a year, and
right.
smoked some really great new cigars, some old
Right.
favorites as well, and you know, got to hang out over at Tapanash,
Okay.
very special place in Vegas.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good time, man. Like I said, I got to connect with some people and talk to them about the podcast, and a lot of enthusiasm about coming on and being a guest. So I'm looking forward to scheduling some of these people that I spoke with over the weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Venita, what's going on, girl? She's driving today. She's working. She's doing her thing. And we definitely got prayers out to you while you're on that road. So, yeah, so, man, PCA, man, I mean, was it bigger this year? I mean, compared to last year? I mean, it seemed like it's growing again, and that's a
Um,
good thing.
Honestly, it felt smaller than it was last year. That's just the way it
Really?
felt to me. Yeah, the show. I mean, I've been going, for many, many years, and I feel like it has definitely shrunk a little bit. And I think like the presence was a little lackluster in terms of
Right.
attendance. And I don't know, because when I walked in the building, I went to register, and it was like nobody around, right? So I was like, am I in the right place?
Right.
Because I'm used to pulling up day one, and it's a line, and there's people everywhere. But it was like almost like a ghost town
Yeah.
compared to past years.
And that's well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the move of PCA making theirs instead of it being in July It now came in March, and then February. What was it? February or January? You had TPE. That was February,
TPE
right?
was in February. Yeah.
In February. So then you got, wait, man, less than a month later, maybe 30 days later. Well, really less than a month. Then you're coming back and you're going to PCA. So it's almost like splitting the vendors, splitting. Well, I don't think it would split the vendors because they're gonna make their money however they want to make it. But you're certainly splitting the attendees. What do you think?
Yeah,
What's your thoughts?
I think that definitely played a role. I think adjusting it from July to March, I think it's going to be an adjustment period for some people. You know,
It is.
that we used to it being in July. So I think some lounges or whatever, because people, you know, they base their schedule around, you know, consistency and something being done the same time every year.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, next 2 years is going to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And that's April 11th through the 15th. I already looked that up. I believe
in New Orleans. So
yeah. Now that might be a better draw because it's New Orleans. You know, I don't know, but I mean, come on, man. Who's gonna turn around in February, go to TPE, and then turn around 30 days later and then go to PCA? Not many people.
Right. Yeah.
Especially as you're going there for the purpose of buying cigars and, you know, filling up and getting, you know, the latest and the greatest of whatever cigars that are coming out. And then PCA comes right behind that. And I don't know. You got to make it make sense for me, but not my show. Not my show.
I think the lack of consistency with a date can definitely hurt them because, again, when you start talking about moving stuff around,
Mm-hmm.
because now you got everybody going from July to
Yeah.
March. Are you telling me, oh, now April next year?
Right.
A lot, you know?
Yeah. Well, what you smoking on today, man?
So I picked up this new CAO. So I'm
Okay.
trying this out for the first time.
New. Did you say CAO?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You pick it up from the show?
Yeah. So I picked up.
Well, let me ask you a question. Were they generous to you, even though you had media badge? Were you still able to collect some?
No, they're actually more generous to you when you're media. Actually, media almost get the same treatment as retail.
Yeah, because they don't want you to talk about it.
No, they want that publicity. You know what I'm saying? So how you tell someone that writes a blog that has a podcast, right, you're not gonna give me a sample to try to talk about? You know, it's like that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Just from being on the other side, you know, going there collecting probably about, man, I left there probably with over 400 cigars.
I will say my haul this year is probably a quarter of what I had last year.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Analyst. The analyst.
Yes, sir.
What's up? Well, how you doing?
Good. A lot of day today. I was super busy. And then I wanted to support my sister Sheryl Wright on her broadcast, which ends at 9. We had some technical difficulties.
Okay.
But if anybody's a member of Pretty Well Puffin, they are in there chatting about all things Dallas, what's going on in the cigar community. She is actually, since it's still International Women's Month, she is being honored as guest this evening. So I was over there before I came here.
Right. Okay. All right. How's your week been? What's going on in your world? You're becoming quite the celebrity lately. So now you're the ambassador for Dallas.
Dallas
going up there with a rock star.
He's actually on the team, incidentally, but yes.
Let me
one of the ambassadors for Dallas Smoke Fest 2024.
Right.
And incidentally, that event is Veterans Weekend.
Yes.
So November 6th to the 10th. And voila, our topic is falling in line with that. So there you have it.
I'm on my podcast. No, yeah, I'm on the podcast right now. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but duty calls. But okay. So when is Dallas? When is
November
Dallas?
6th to 10th, Veterans Day weekend.
Okay, in November. All right,
Yeah.
that's a good time. Space things out. I can possibly, hopefully, we got a Dallas home game there I can go to while I'm there. All right, don't everybody clap at.
I'm
Don't everybody.
not even going to respond to that, but but suffice it to say,
If they playing, I'll treat you. You can hang out with.
We're going to have something special for the veterans, and it's going to be really, really nice. Host Hotel, I know what it is, but I'm not going to say. It's about to be locked in very soon. And,
right.
I'll be putting out more information in the coming weeks.
Sound good. Well, you know what? Let me get my little 4 minutes in real quick. Look, had a great week doing some things. Just got finished, as I said, while I'm in my little get up. Just got finished teaching my women's self-defense class and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for my group of women. And that was my last class of the day. But here, just didn't feel like going home, try to make it and rush and get my stuff set up. I'm excited about tonight's show because definitely it's something real meaningful, something that's needed. Ace, what's up, Smoking Riders? How you doing? Something that's needed, and we're talking about veterans and the need for them to either get their percentages increased or even to get something started. I haven't gotten anything started. Chester, we know, is needs to be. And so we got a brother that I asked to come on, Mr. Ken Heyward, and to talk about what he does and how he helps veterans get these increases or even get up to 100% or even get started in the process of helping veterans get, what's owed and due to them. I got a lot of comments to make about that because I know some people, even like myself, that just haven't started nothing, because ain't nothing wrong with me. Well, you really don't know, and you really don't know what they give you until you try. So without further ado, I'm gonna ask Mr. Ken Heyward to introduce himself. And Ken, what we do, man, you give your presentation. We may stop in the middle. Somebody might have, some questions. I encourage the audience. If you got some questions, please ask the questions. Put them right there. Type them. I'll post them because I really feel that this is important and really, and it's meaningful. It's helpful because I'm like this. You don't know what you will get until you put the work in to start the process and get what you need. Okay, so we are definitely looking forward to hearing from you. So Ken, go ahead, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know how you got into this thing, man, and let us know how you're willing to help. Those that are listening. And do me a favor, please share, if you don't mind, to veterans that you know that might need some help. And I'm going to probably run this back with another young lady next week because the more the merrier. We don't want to overload one person and inundate them with so much work and the help. And Ken, hopefully this will be good for you, but we certainly want to spread this thing around and get some things going. So please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Dr. Sayso. So, good evening, everyone. Of course, I'm new to the Smoking Jacket broadcast. But nevertheless, I reached out to Dr. Sayso on one issue and ended up after about a 15-minute conversation, here I am about to present some very valuable information. So first and foremost about me, born and raised originally from Charleston, South Carolina, the holy city of Charleston, South Carolina. Relocated to DMV probably about 15 years ago now. And I've been doing what I'm doing. This is not my full-time job, actually. So I've been passionate about this because the struggles that that I myself had to go through, and then the struggles that I've seen so many other veterans go through. So I founded a nonprofit. The title of the nonprofit, the name of the nonprofit is Grateful Heart. Grateful Heart Comprehensive Veteran Services. The original thought was to, and once I retire from my day job, which is about 5 years from now, and so my vision is to provide total wraparound services for my organization, to provide total wraparound services for veterans. And we're talking about substance abuse. I just celebrated 20 years of being clean and sober several days ago. So I know that veterans need that. I know they need that because, again, I've been through those struggles. So drug and alcohol, substance abuse, counseling, job placement services. We know that we have an issue with homelessness with our veterans population here in the U.S. So I want to provide temporary, transitional, long-term housing through through the organization, and just a plethora of different services. Because again, that's what we need. That veterans need all of it. Right. So we just don't want to treat the one aspect of it, but treat the whole person. Right. But in the meantime, in the interim, I just realized that I just can't, I just don't have the bandwidth to do everything. So I decided just to focus on the disability aspect of it, which is something that, like, I got two individuals right here that are a member of the broadcast, right? The members of here in the room that need this information. But I know there's so many others. I mean, I get approached by individuals all the time who've never filed. I mean, I'm now dealing with, I got like 3 Vietnam veterans who've never filed a disability claim, right? And so we're just trying to, and so what I do is just try to walk them through the process. So I have a slide deck here, but I'm not going to dive deep, take too much of a deep dive into the weeds of the process. Right. But just trying to explain a few things. So disability rating, right? So what is that, right? So we're talking about a service-connected disability rating. So what it is in a nutshell, and the title itself, right? So service-connected. So you need to make so anything and everything that you were seen for, treated for, incurred while you were in service, you can be compensated for that, right? You can file a claim for that. I don't care if you went to sick call 1 time. I don't care if you went to sick call 2 or 3 times, because I understand, people have the misconception. There's a misconception that, it wasn't, I didn't go to war. I didn't fight in combat. I didn't, certain misconceptions that are out there. I went to sick call twice for my knees, right? Twice. And that was from playing intramural basketball. So right now, just for my knees itself, I'm like 60% service connected, just for my knees, because I went to sick call for that one specific condition, right? And it was like, I hyperextended my knee or something like that. So anyway, so that's just, just letting individuals know that it doesn't, it's not as deep as people would want to think, right? But a service, again, it's called service connected for a reason. As long as you can connect that condition, that illness, to your military service, right? If it was created, if it was initiated in during your military service, or even your active duty for training, right? We're talking basic training, AIT. So that's considered active duty for training time. Even during one of those time periods of time, you can get that, and if it's documented in your records, you can get that. You could potentially, right? I don't want to say because we're dealing with the government, right? So we can potentially get that connected and established as a service connected condition. So some of the benefits of having a disability, right? Of course, it's the monetary, right? So you can be 0% all the way to 100%, and it's based on a predetermined scale that Congress established. Congress and probably OPM, CBO, these agencies that they sit around and they make these determinations on how much veterans should get paid for certain benefits, and it goes up every year. It pretty much goes up every year. So right now, as a 100% service connected veteran, I mean that's at like $3,800 a month. You know what I mean? And we're talking tax free. We're talking money for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Yeah. So. That's thinking. I mean, that's life changing. That's life changing income. I mean, that's $3,800, $3,700 a month. That's a full time job for a lot of people in this country, right? And you don't have to get out of your bed and you get paid that, right? So that's always the goal. But the monetary aspect of it is one thing, but you also get health care. I mean, I get treated at the VA. My home VA is the DC VA. I get treated at the DC VA, but you can get seen at any VA, right? It's just a matter of distance. But that's a whole nother topic. But you can get VA health care, certain disabilities, certain other benefits. And I'm talking on 100%. So we're talking no taxes, no home taxes. Property taxes, property taxes waived, education for your dependents. There's certain education dependents can get. Again, just a plethora of different things that you have access to. You got access to the basics, even if because I did 8 years. I didn't retire from the military. I did 8 years, so you get access to military base, commissary, NWR, certain
there was one thing where they actually didn't give you the access to military bases, but now they started that. If I'm not mistaken, just not too long ago, about the last 6 or 7 years.
Oh, I don't know. I've been 100% for around that time, probably 6 years now.
100%, yeah, different.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's not again.
Let me ask you a question, and I think this is what most people are looking for. For those that have not started, what is the first step that you need to do to get started?
Okay. The first step, and I was going to get into that, right? So the one of the main things that you need to do is you have to the easiest way is if you already have your medical records from the military. That's paramount, right? Because there's one repository, whatever you want to call it, that houses all of the veterans records that ever served. And that's a place in Missouri. And at one point in time, they were getting like maybe 70, 80,000 record requests per day, right? So if you don't have your medical records, it's not difficult, right? It's not impossible, but sometimes it can be challenging. So you get you make sure you have your medical, if you have your medical records while you were, and I'm talking while you're in service now, your all of your medical records. And this is when you went to sick call, sick bay, whatever branch of military you were in, to kind of call it different things. So you make sure you have those medical records, and then you just kind of look and see and sit down. And what I do, I'm gonna tell you what I do. This is my process. I meet with a veteran for the first time. That's the first question I ask. Do you have your medical records? If you don't have your medical records, that's fine. You just sit down and you tell me everything that you can remember that you were seen for or treated for while you were in the military. We just make a list of those things, and then and everything. And I don't know if I can drop things in the chat, but I'll give you all the information. You can kind of.
hear that. We're gonna get
but
done that.
there's a rating there's a schedule rate 38 CFR part 4. Every condition is assigned a diagnostic code. Every condition, everything that you claim. And so what I do is I sit down, and again, if we got those medical records, that's fine. If we don't, we just base it on the symptoms that the veteran is describing to me. So and you assign that condition, that illness, a diagnostic code, because this is the same process that VBA goes into when they do the rating. They look at they base it on what's in your medical records, and those diagnostic codes have a specific rating that's attached to it. So say for instance, my knee. I had, and for my knees, I have like 4 different ratings for each of my knees. And so what the problem is when individuals file for their disabilities, they claim the wrong thing. So they'll just say, okay, back pain. The VBA is not going to take the time to really kind of look through your records and say, okay, this is the specific condition that this individual is claiming. They're not going to do that. They're just going to deny it. It's a lot easier to deny a claim than it is to approve it.
Let's start right there. And the reason why I got it, because we got to condense this in the hour. And we may go over the hour, that's fine. But one of my goals is to help people like Todd here, who I believe is in Jersey. He says, Ken, any advice on getting my rating up for a heart attack on duty? So he had it on duty, and he had a heart attack on duty, and now have 3 stents. So he says that he gets occasional chest pains based on exercise, food consumption, and hydration. Hold on before you answer that. So what he says is, I'm currently getting 10%. That's unbelievable. Now, come on, man. I'm currently getting 10% for that. Is it as simple as appealing that or their decision? Yeah, and that's a heavy legitimate question, because come on, it is. So what process, or even after we give him your information and your because it is give us the name of the organization again.
Grateful Heart Comprehensive Veteran Service.
Right. Okay, and then you also have a team of lawyers that work and look at stuff like this, et cetera, et cetera. But
I don't. No, I don't. I'm an army of one.
Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. So that's the next person I'll get to next week. But from your experience, what advice, what information can you give him, or get him connected with you to help him with appealing this decision?
Yeah, first of all, I would tell him to appeal that decision, because if you're only getting 10% for a condition of that magnitude, and I'm pretty sure, like you said, he's been seen for that condition since he's been out, since he got that initial rating. So what I would do with an individual like that, we can do a supplemental claim. It's an 0905. And basically all you have to do is present new and material evidence. That's the wording the VA uses, new and material evidence to substantiate an increase for that particular condition. And again, all you have to do is prove, again, based on those diagnostic codes, based on the conditions, the symptoms that are assigned to those specific diagnostic codes, you can get up to, and without looking at it, I mean, it's probably at least just based on just what he's telling me, that's at least probably another 40%, because the severity of the condition warrants a higher disability rating. But not only that, a lot of times too, you got 10%. What he's telling me too, there's other conditions we can run up under there as secondary claims. That's another reason how you build your percentage up, by doing the secondary claims. He said he has heartburn and all these other things. That's another, those 2 or 3 different conditions right there we can run up under their secondary just from that 10%. We're going to do an increase on that 10%, but we can also run about 3 secondary conditions up under that 10% because it's already established. You already got a foundation. Once you set the foundation, you can build on that foundation. Keep building on that. Todd, holler at me, bro.
So I have a question based on that.
Sure.
Just from the scope of what I do day to day. So first, let me just ask off top. So from a case management standpoint, you're it.
I'm it.
Okay. So when you're acquiring the medical records and doing are you doing a records review of the medical in hand? What is because first of all, I'm literally stunned about Todd's question.
That's
That's correct.
that's the norm.
That
That's the
aside,
norm.
I know for a fact that there are comorbidities involved with a person who has had a heart attack and had a heart attack to the degree that not one, not two, but 3 stents are involved. So then you're looking at the underlying condition of most likely hypertension, diabetes, so on and so forth. So when you're talking about that swath of medical ailments taking place, is there not, and I'll use the example of Social Security because I used to be a case manager for that, is there not protocol in place to fast track those that say have end-stage renal disease or those types of things where they're not waiting, dying on the vine, literally and figuratively, for benefits? Because I'm assuming if you're the lone man helping all these people, are you grant funded? That's my side question. But
well, I'm not. To answer your question, I am not yet. Right. So to answer your question about yeah, there are a lot of things that in that situation, I promise you, it's just it's not a one-off. They're I mean, again, veterans that I served 20 years and got 10% for condition that she had surgery on several times. She has while she was in the military, and they only gave her 10% on. So I mean, again, these situations are not they're not uncommon. But unfortunately, when you're talking about fast tracking, right, and that's not just me helping a veteran, that's not just the certain VSOs helping veterans. There's sometimes you could request a rapid decision. Right. But again, we're talking about millions of veterans. If you got 2.5 million veterans who are requesting a rapid decision, how rapid is that going to be? You understand? You know, that makes sense. And that's just, unfortunately, that's just the nature of the process. That's just it. And again, that's one of the reasons why I started doing what I do, is because I know there are veterans out there who need assistance. They go to DAV, they go to VFW, they go to all these other VSOs, and they don't really have the staffing, right? They don't really have the staffing. I don't have the staffing either, but they don't have the staffing to even take the time to even look at the veterans records. All they're going to do is file with the veteran telling file, and that's probably in Todd's situation. They probably whomever filed probably didn't even file the right condition initially. And that's why he was stuck with that 10%.
I hear what you're saying, but I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, and that's BS. Mostly because when you start talking about gradations of severity of a particular type of impairment or illness, and then let's just say there's an emotional overlay component. Anyone with the basic file management knowledge that's handling those types of cases should be able to look in a file and look at diagnosis codes, and all the things, and read a couple, last doctor's notes, and have some type of wizened decision making. But
Mm.
I understand there's bureaucracy attached to that. I just find that to be stunning.
It's very stunning, and again, that's why I do what I do, right? Because I understand that you got, say for instance, say you have a raider that's being, and we're talking about just staff at the regional VBA offices that gets probably, and I don't know what their case, I know their caseload is open, but they have to complete 50 reviews in a month, right? You get 50, you have to do for your evaluation, you have to do 50 reviews in a month. And you have, veterans that claims with 500 pages of records per veteran, right? How much time do you think that these individuals, and again, I'm not condoning what they're the practice. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying what it is. That's just what it is. And it's a lot easier to deny a claim than it is to approve it. To approve it, they have to, what you just said, they have to dig through all of the records. They have to find the diagnostic codes. They have to read, first of all, they got to be able to read the doctor's notes of the records that they're receiving, right? I mean, you're talking about people who are overworked, underpaid. They're not going to take the time to do all of that. They're just
But
going
that's
to,
their
they're going to
job.
deny it.
Social
I
Security
hear
office
you.
gets
I hear you.
thousands of
I hear you.
cases in the same way, the same manner,
And how many of
and
those are
probably the
denied?
same protocol. And
But
there's standards in place.
let
I
me
get
tell
it.
you,
I know they are. I know they are.
we're
Again,
talking
that's why. Yeah.
we're talking
I mean,
while the VA is a great entity
yeah.
to when you have issues and you can go and you have the opportunity to go, for your health care and all that. But when it comes to that side of the office to get things done, like getting rated, they're not your best advocate. That's why, we need people like Ken. Hopefully the young lady that I got for next week, she has a nonprofit as well. But and I know, Ken, you getting started. She has a team of lawyers that she work with, through they get people through this process, and
right.
we're on to talk about that as well, because they're going to be your biggest advocates for you. I'm not saying the VA is trying to hurt you, but they surely ain't trying to give you
Ain't trying to help you. No.
percentage
They're not.
increases. I mean, come on. In Ty's cases, come on. This is crazy. I'm currently getting 10. Look at the dialogue that any advice I can get my rating for a heart attack on duty. All right. And I had it. And I'm sure it was on duty. He got some kind of service record claim, in his page, whatever. I can't remember what they call, etc. But that shows that history. And come on, the best hit was the 10. I know at least for my sleep apnea, I think I get what 30%. Is that right?
Is 50. The max is 50 on that. Yeah. You can get 50 for sleep apnea. But if you ain't claimed it by now, bro, that's again. So mainly a lot of what I try to do is the education part of it, right? Again, it's about what are the documents that you submit. You don't need to submit 500 pages of documents if only 200 pages of those are actually applicable to what you're actually claiming. So you have to help these individuals. Unfortunately, they get paid. They get paid to do it, right? And that's their job. But who says they do their job right? Not everybody does their job the way they're supposed to do, and that's unfortunate.
Chester, let me go to Chester. Chester is an individual, prior Army, right? Air Force. I forgot. He's one of the smart guys. And Chester, what, as a person that have not done anything yet, what questions do you have for Ken?
Well, you answered a lot of questions that I was looking for, but I do have a question. Does your discharge status determine whether you can file a claim for those who may have gotten something other than honorable?
I got a general under honorable conditions. If as long as you don't have a bad conduct discharge, you should be good, right? And even in those situations, there are lawyers that help. There's a veteran consortium that'll assist veterans to get that discharge upgraded to a point to where they could file for certain for healthcare benefits and disability benefits. But if you got a general, you're fine. You don't have to have a straight honorable discharge. Because I got a general discharge. I got other under honorable conditions.
Okay, I'm just curious for those who may have gotten something different. But my other question is, the service that you provide, is it a cost to it? Do you charge a fee?
I don't. I don't. I don't.
You know, and that's actually different because I've talked to several other people and they actually do charge fees. There's companies out there that you got to pay up front or you pay at the end once you get your
they're out there and they got bills on the hill now trying to prevent those because what people don't know is the VA actually pays these attorneys. There's a certain fee that they actually get paid just for being certified. God, what's the name they call? I forgot. There's a fee that they actually get paid. So what they're charging veterans to do what they do is on top of what the VA is already paying them. And people don't even realize that. But again, I do what I do. I mean, I've already gotten mine, right? And God's gonna continue to give me more. But even if he doesn't, he's already done enough, right? So that's why I take the time and do what I do. That's why I reached out to Dr. Sayso to get them copy machines because I need to try, to speed up my copying, my printing, and things like that. But that's what I do. That's why I do what I do.
JFerg, man, what questions you might have for Ken?
Well, I'm not a veteran, but I do have two brothers that served in the military, and I actually just sent that link to tap in. I just spoke to my brother on the phone. He said he's at 10%. So I told him to definitely reach out to you. He does have a lot of stuff that's documented, but he just, like most people, I'm assuming, they just take whatever's given to them. They just kind of leave it at that.
Right.
And that's the issue. A lot of people I was working. I met a brother from the church that I attend, and he was like 10%. And I just started encouraging him, started working with him. He just called me the other day. He got his 100%. You gotta work this. You gotta work it. You can't stop. You know what I mean? Because that's what they want you to do, right? They want you to stop, right? But that's just left cases that they gotta take care of. But there's always a way. There's always sometimes it takes a long time. It took me a while. To get mine, but you just got to keep and one thing I let people know, just don't let the clock stop, right? And when I say the clock stop, once you file a claim, don't ever let a year go by without you doing something on that claim. As long as you keep the clock going, they got to pay you back to that original date from when you filed that first claim. So when I kept going on and on and on, when they finally gave me my 100%, I got $180,000 back from the VA. $180,000.
I was going to ask that question.
Tax free.
So in the spirit of that statement, the hard stop is really from the time you initiate the claim is at 365 days out, calendar days, or what?
Calendar days, yes. Calendar days.
So your time element is the trigger from the day you file. Because I'm reiterating it because I want people to hear and understand. So from the day you file your paperwork, you have one traditional calendar year of 365 days to be actioning something along the way, I guess, whether it's an email or a phone call, following up on your case, submitting updated records, et cetera, so forth. Am I
Well, it's not as simple as sending an email or a phone call, because that does
Well,
not
I mean,
constitute. Right.
tangibly touching the file
Well, you
to
have to
make sure
ask
it's
for.
on someone's
Right.
radar.
Well, what you're doing is you're asking for. You can ask for. So there's three things. Once you file a claim, there's three things you can do. You can ask for a higher rating. Right, you can ask the VA, okay, I want a higher rating on this, right? I want a higher level review. I'm sorry, a higher level review on this, right? You can do what I said about the do a supplemental claim on that. You can do, which is basically a reconsideration, or you can file an appeal. But again, I don't, because appeal, that's an abyss. That's always going to be an abyss, right? When you file an appeal, it's going to be stuck out there. Right. So I don't ever recommend filing an appeal. But with the 0905, with the supplemental claim, again, it just has to be one piece of paper. Say, okay, I want the VA to reconsider this claim because I went to see the doctor this one time and I got this one, or it doesn't even have to be a doctor. There's a thing called buddy letters. You can get buddy letters. That's the supporting claims from individuals who you were served with. Right, they can attest to certain, like I filed for sleep apnea. I got some of my the cats who I was stationed with to say that I was stopped breathing in my sleep, that I was snoring while we were out in the field. I got my ex-wife to say that I was, even though she probably tried to kill me when I was sleeping, to say that I stopped breathing when I was sleeping. So, but even if something is doing a buddy statement and sending that in, that's constitute new and material evidence that you can get, that keeps that clock moving, right? But again, an appeal is the last step that you ever want to do. You can do the higher level rating, and that's somebody, okay, that's not that first line staff. You can get that first line staff boss to look at your records, look at your claim as well. That's a higher level review. So certain things like that, again, that keeps the clock rolling. Keeps the clock ticking on it, as on your initial filing as well. You just can't stop. You just got to keep it. You just got to keep it going. You can't stop. But what I do, so anybody that's out there, so anybody that's listening, and somebody can drop this in the chat or whatever. Go in now to get your clock started, right? For you, Brochester, for you, Dr. Sayso, there's something that's called an intent to file, right? You can file an intent. You can go online and do it electronically. You can go online, you can print the form out and fill it out and mail it back to the VA, fax it back to the VA. But an intent to file does what it says. It tells the VA that you intend to file a claim at some point. And so again, now you have a year from the time that VA receives that intent to file. You have a year to file a claim, put in a claim, any claim for whatever. You don't have to tell them what you're filing. You just got to tell them that you intend to file a claim. Go ahead, Bro. Yes, I see. What's up?
What are some of the normal illnesses that'll be covered, like diabetes?
Anything, everything. Anything and everything. I mean, tinnitus. You got GERD. You got, knee pain, back pain, headaches, flat feet. Yep. A lot of people from the Navy. Yep, flat feet. Flat feet. It doesn't. I got sinusitis. I got GERD. I got IBS. I had a total knee replacement. Knee pain. Oh God, it definitely major depressive disorder, right? It's hard to PTSD. That's a different kind of. They kind of treat that differently, but definitely the major depressive disorder, depression, things of that are a lot easier to get attached, right, or get approved. So major depressive disorder, migraines, anything and everything that you've seen for, you can file anything. I don't care if you got stung by a bee and you went to sick call and you got a rash on your arm, bro. We're going to claim the rash. Everything. We're claiming everything.
Wow.
So there's no limitation. There's no limitation to what you can claim. Again, again, like I started off this this briefing by saying it's service connected, right? Anything and everything that you can connect back to your service, you can claim everything.
All right. Well, man, look here. We definitely some information that we
Intent
definitely
to
need.
file. I touch on that intent. Make sure you tell them, reiterate the intent to file. Everybody, whoever's listening, I don't care if you've already filed before you got 10%. You still need to file. Go ahead and put in that intent to file, because that clock that starts the clock ticking when they receive that intent to file.
Chester, go ahead, man.
Do you have a website or any way of how do we contact
Yeah, I'll shoot. Yeah.
Can you put that in the text chat? I don't have access.
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Okay.
So Ken,
Yeah.
I know you were going through your deck.
I'm just on slide 2. I didn't even go. I didn't even
Yeah, wow.
Trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
So they've gotten your assistance. They're in the pipeline. They filed. So take us through next steps in terms of what can be expected once they have filed the forms, gotten all the medical records in, and now they've gotten communication from some case manager at the VA. Can you kind of give us next steps?
Yeah. So the in a perfect world, everything that we filed, right, you would get approved. That's a perfect world, right? But even if we get a rating on all the conditions that we file, and they're not the ratings that we want, then again, that's when we go back in and we file, a reconsideration, ask for an increase, and just keep submitting additional documentation, right? Because sometimes, they may overlook, and honestly, sometimes it just depends on who's looking at it, right? Again, who is looking, which rater, which day is looking at your information. So again, sometimes it's a matter of, okay, we got this 20% rating right now. You don't have, and what another thing I tell veterans too, right? While we're in a waiting state, go keep seeing your private doctor, right? Because that's additional documentation that you can send in. Right, keep sending your documentation, so that, and on top of what you've already submitted, you can resubmit the documentation that you received from either your VA doctor or your non-VA provider, and put that on top, and that's just going to solidify the request for an increased rating. So again, it never stops. It doesn't stop until we get to that 100% rate. We just keep filing. And 2, to answer your question, once we get a rating, right? We get a rating for, I had a veteran, we got a rating for tinnitus. The next thing you do, now we start looking for those secondary conditions. We got a rating for tinnitus. Now we're going to we ran headaches up under that, right? So now we got 20% for headaches. So now we're at 30%. So again, it doesn't stop. We just keep filing until we get to the ratings that we want. And again, it's not always about the rating and the monetary aspect of it. It's because we hurt, right? We're sick. Veterans, we need, I still go to the VA. I got, of course, I'm blessed. I got, private insurance too, but I go to the VA. I get seen. I get meds from the VA, because that's, we deserve that. We earn that. So all of that is a part of the process as well. Trying to make sure that we're covered. Every aspect, financially, mentally, physically, in the totality, to get the services that we need. I don't know, did that answer your question too, Sheryl? We just keep looking for the next. We just keep looking for the next step in the process to get us to that 100. The goal is always to get to 100%. That's always the goal, and we just keep grinding. We just keep it's incumbent upon the veteran too that we have to do things ourselves. It's not going to just happen. The rating just ain't gonna fall out of the sky. So you have to go to the doctor. You have to go. Even now, I'm 100%. I still go to the VA. I got my meds on auto renew, auto refill. You get your meds. You keep going to the doctors. Keep going to your private doctors. So again, all of that's just keep building up your case. So, so we're talking about the governor. We're talking about Congress, right? So who knows? 10 years from now, they may come up with, because they actually CBO I want to say business office, but it's budget office. They some fool had even was trying to recommend that Congress start taking back some benefits from veterans. Reducing that, yeah. So again, we can't take anything for chance. Can't take anything for chance. Keep seeing your doctor. Keep seeing your providers. Yep.
One last question. So you get a 70% rating. Is that rating permanent, or do you have to continually go to the doctor to maintain that rating?
Well, that's another I'm 100% permanent in total, right? They can't touch that rating. But until you get to that, there's certain things there's certain regulations out there that may say that after you are a certain age, after you've had your rating for a certain amount of time, I don't trust any of that. So again, my recommendation and our goal is not to, and I guess I should have stated this too, not just to get to 100%, but get to that 100% permanent in total, so they can't come back and touch any of that. So, but to answer your question, at 70%, I don't put it to chance, right? Continue to be seen. But as long as what they're looking at is it, like say for instance certain conditions like cancer. I know I had a veteran who had cancer, and treatment, radiation, and the cancer went in remission. So now they was trying to go back and take that rating back that the veteran had originally gotten for that cancer diagnosis that they had received. But he was able to fight it, able to fight it, and it never came back. But just the residual effects of the initial diagnosis and initial going through the disease itself, he was able to fight it and get enough documentation, get enough clinical diagnosis to maintain that original rating that he had received. But again, don't take anything for chance. Keep going to your doctors. Don't stop going to see your providers. Don't stop getting your meds refilled. Always just keep going to see these providers, because again, you don't want that to happen, because I've seen it happen. Even at 100%, I've seen some individuals, the VA coming back. Oh, well, you didn't get you. This must have gotten better. You haven't been to the VA in 5-6 years. Your condition must have gotten better. You haven't had any medications. You haven't had any appointments.
So they may want to snap.
Who's at fault? I mean, again, I'm not condoning that practice, but again, we gotta look out for us. We gotta look out for us.
No doubt. Well, look here, man. We're gonna certainly follow up again with more information to help our veterans. Certainly, the goal is to get everybody most informative through this process. Personal goal of mine to help everybody out before we reach 2025, and to do all we can do to keep people informed about this, because I'm gonna tell you it's needed. I know some of the things I go through and deal with right now. I tell you, I wish I done some things differently, but man, we definitely appreciate you for this time, this opportunity to come before us and relate to the people what they might need and the help they might need to get. And text me the website and everything else that I could post up on to upload. I'm gonna send it to Chester. He's better at this than me. And that way we could have it, embedded into the broadcast link, and so that people, can at least go to your website. I will say this: Man, it's amazing that you're just willing to come and you're helping people at no cost to them. Hey, brother, I applaud you, man, because I really think that taking time out of your day, your work, time away from your family to help other vets, and you said the operative word, man. You've been blessed, and you being a blessing to other people, and so that's phenomenal. While Chester up there, I don't know if Chester got his watch on and is showing all that light he
I
got
see
up
him.
there.
I see that light. I see that light. I see that light.
Looking like it's glow in the dark.
Right. I tell you what, I might have to. He might have to give me that. We might have to do some bartering. You give me that watch, bro. I can help you out with them claims, bro.
Mine for your
Right. Well, okay, man. Chester, before we roll up out of here, man, did you ever find out the name of that my father? He bumping his gums right now. Yeah, I see. Right. Um, uh, well, hey JFerg, man, we know you've been quiet on this tip, man, because I know you weren't a vet, but man, we thank your brother for his service, and but what you got to close us out with, man?
No, I just like I said, man. Look, I appreciate the information. I'll definitely be sharing it with my brothers so they can reach out to you and see what services you can offer them. But definitely keep up the good work, man. Your services are definitely needed, and I applaud you for what you're doing, especially the fact that you're doing it free of charge. Like that's really big for a lot of people, man.
Thank you, brother.
I tell you, man, I'm excited for the fact that you made it out to Vegas. I wish I could have gone and made that journey. But glad that the Smoking Jacket broadcast is part of the PCA media. And did you keep your badge?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. You know what? Todd got it right there, and I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Chester is the Centurion, my father's Centurion, the one that you're smoking. Yeah. Well, we can't hear you, brother.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. I haven't done the research.
Yeah, it's the Centurion. For whatever reason, the name just escaped me, man, because I really haven't smoked it in a while. It's only three of my fathers that I like. I like to smoke. My father is a great cigar. Don't get me wrong, but for my palate, too peppery. But the Antilles is one of my favorites. The Centurion. And the La Visa, that little peppery, but I love it with a steak after I finish a good steak. But thanks, Todd. I appreciate it.
That my father, La Union.
Yeah.
I mean, Tatawai. La Union. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually just to let you know, I talked to Pete Johnson, and he's gonna come on the show not until July though. He got some great stuff he's coming out with. And then my man Chris from Drew Estate, man, Chris Stone, that's my dude there, man. Chris Stone, JFerg. Hey, Chris Stone started out as a rep. He started out as a rep with Drew Estate, man. Phenomenal dude. Now he's in the executive staff. Good dude, and we're gonna look to have him on. But JFerg, you got some good stuff lined up from the show. We look forward to that.
Yeah, like I said, we got schedule it all out.
Yeah, and one thing, let me say this, we're gonna get back to all things cigars, soon. But right now, just being on this community tip to help some things, and get some information out there to help our vets, and as well as some other things that we want to get. And, then we'll be back to all things cigar. One of the things about Smoking Jacket broadcast, we're going to start out smoking. We're going to start out with our libations. We're going to talk about what we're smoking. We're going to keep it the Smoking Jacket. But there comes a time, in your history and your goals in life should be to uplift and help other people and get the information out to them. And as long as we got the format that is able to get information out to people, we are going to do that while we enjoy a great cigar and while we are smoking good as well. I'll be back to my normal routine of smoking in about a couple weeks after these health issues slide on by me. Ken, I got your private message. You'll be starting a monthly webinar beginning in May. Send all that information to me so we can get people connected to you and that you're able to help them out. So the analyst, Miss Sheryl, the analyst, what's going on, girl? I tell you, boy, you the Barbara Walters of the Smoking Jacket broadcast. Yeah. Woo, she's so cool with it too. What's
I
up? What's
received that. Barbara, yes. I'll take Robin Roberts. You know,
Robert?
all things, all hail to the sister who's been on for a long time. Definitely would like to see Ken come back
Yeah,
and finish kind of through
yeah,
his
yeah.
deck.
I'm gonna make sure that happens for next week. No, I'm sorry. The next
The next
broadcast
broadcast in 2 weeks.
Tuesday.
And I know that we're going to have the other side of that from the attorney, probably slash litigation. I doubt it's litigated, but just I just think it warrants more conversation. Certainly, people can go back and watch the replay, but that would give some of the viewing audience that's going to see it later on YouTube time to formulate questions that they have. Um, and then I'm anxious to see what you push out in regards to your webinar. I think that's a huge thing to do.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
certainly share it on my page with almost 2,000 on Facebook. So, and I definitely know there are some veterans, and I do know one that he does get benefits. I don't know what his rating is,
Mhm.
but certainly there's some struggles there that I see, and I know firsthand that he feels like he's kind of in the abyss of not getting help. So I'm going to pin and post. I'm going to share your information with him and let him
Please do.
avail himself of that. God bless you.
Thank you.
That it's a servant's heart you have to do what you do.
You have to. Yeah, but it's not about me though. You know what I mean? I figured out a long time ago. It ain't about me. So
I mean, man, when it, come to our vets and taking care of our vets.
yeah,
I mean, the attitude you got, you're gonna be blessed by it, and we thank you for that, man. Definitely.
absolutely.
What's good, man? I might have to come up there. I know you're gonna be there, man.
I'm gonna probably leave here in about 20, 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, nah, I'm going home.
Yeah, so I would highly suggest anybody that's watching this broadcast tonight, or we watch it to repost it. And you may not be in the military, but you may help someone or push someone to go ahead and start that process, like myself. 'Cause I got out of the military in 1990, and I have not
Mhm.
filed a claim. Everything's on time.
Wow.
But other than that, I want to say thank you for taking this time to come out today as well, man. And again,
Absolutely.
as the others said, I applaud you for doing this pro
Um,
bono and not expecting anything.
yeah,
And I'm hoping folks will support you in your efforts
Mhm.
financially. And I know
Right,
if
right,
I
right.
had the
yeah,
opportunity
hey,
to
look,
get that rate, I would definitely make sure I give you what you do, because
Yeah.
you don't. This is
Uh-huh.
not an easy job, and
Mm-mm,
a lot of
mm-mm,
folks wouldn't
mm-mm.
be anywhere without your assistance. So thank you, brother. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah. And
um,
again, like I said, it'll come. It'll come.
And where are you based? Where are you based out of?
Right out of I'm in the DC area. I'm in PG County actually.
yeah, yeah, Ken, the information that you gave Todd, which was some form or whatever that he needed to
Todd needs
do.
to call me. Todd needs to call me
Well,
ASAP.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
he need to call me. But yeah, again, that the biggest thing is the intent to file. Everybody needs to file to complete that intent to file as soon as possible.
Right,
Because that gets the clock ticking.
let me give me a second here. We get Ty connected to you. Actually, I'm gonna put your email address up. Give me a second.
Yeah,
I
I
see
didn't
it
read.
in the
Yeah, I
chat.
didn't.
Huh?
If you
I
could
see
somebody just copy and paste
it's
that
in the chat.
You said it's in the chat already?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I put it in.
Yes.
You did? Did I miss something?
It's in there, the name Chester put, and then Ken put his phone number and email, and then that fact that he's going to be starting webinars in May.
How the hell I missed that? All right, if y'all say so. It's there.
But you're going to get his deck, so you'll be able to, or Chester will be able to take that out and put it
All right,
out.
no problem. Great. All right, good. Well, look here. So look, once again, another just phenomenal show in terms of all right. He said that he will give you a call tomorrow. He's at work right now, waiting for. Okay, cool. All right.
Oh, he's USAF.
Waiting for a jet to return.
So
Okay.
Chester, he's USAF.
Well, Todd, did you
I
make
was
the
about
show?
to
Did
say,
you go
aim
to
high, baby.
did you go to Vegas? Quick yes or no. Did you make? Are you coming back from Vegas? PCA. But definitely great. It's good that you're able to connect with him and help him out. That's definitely outstanding. But look, just want to take the time to just tell everybody that that might be a vet to help them. Share the broadcast with them. They don't have to go through the whole thing, but some of the most important parts, they could pick up and be able to get good information to get a good start. And okay, he didn't. But just great to be able to connect, and hopefully on the next show we have another young lady that is willing. Ty gracefully, I'm sorry, Ken gracefully came in. She was supposed to be on this show, so he's basically filling in. But she has a nonprofit as well. But I know some of her services are definitely free, basically for helping vets that cannot do things for themselves or afford to get things in the manner that they need to get them. But for the ones that can pay, she helps get things expedited because, again, she works with a team of lawyers that will get, things expedited for you and put the push, the squeeze, and whatever else on them to expedite your claim. So, two different spectrums here where we have Ken, who is definitely out of the kindness of his heart doing things great and beneficial to us pro bono. And then on the other side, so we're giving you both perspectives and spectrums of, how you can perceive and what you need to do and whatever is beneficial for you to do it. And so, but look, want to take the time to always thank, those listening, those staying on. Next broadcast will be in April, second Tuesday in April. And we will update, from there. If we don't make that particular show that I'm talking about, then we will move on to JFerg that will provide us with our next venture. All right. Definitely Chester, man. Good, always good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Ken, appreciate you coming on, man. Taking your time. The analysts, they cool up there in Jacksonville. All right.
No, I'm not in Jacksonville. I'm further south.
Orlando. I'm sorry. And look, congratulations on being the ambassador for Dallas Cigar Week. That's outstanding.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Yeah. So we look forward to hopefully I'll make it out there and support you. But I'm looking forward to our roads leading to Chicago Cigar Week, and then our very own destination Hereford in Miami. Woo, we're gonna do our thing once again. All right, JFerg, appreciate you once again. And man, look, show we're gonna wrap it up. until 2 weeks from now, deuces.
Peace.